Priced out of the housing market in New Zealand, a Kiwi couple along with their 2 children have taken off overseas in the ambitious attempt to save enough of a deposit to buy a house in Auckland. They've been documenting their journey on social media, from working in the middle of the night to homeschooling their children during the day. Digital nomads Ruth and Brian Tucker join us now live from Bali. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, not feeling particularly Christmassy here. I think it's about 35 degrees at the moment.
Oh, goodness. And just after 3 in the morning as well. So we appreciate you getting up early, extra early for us. Now, a lot of people would associate going overseas on some big trip as a money drain, but you're going there to save money. Explain why.
Yeah, I mean, we have planned for about 2 years and just figured that we just can't buy a house. Like, we're not getting forward anywhere. And so we looked at what it would cost to live around the world, and our rent in Auckland, including like power, water, everything, was about $1,000 a week. The first place we're staying at in Bali is $1,000 a month. So we've immediately saved. We've been here for about 3 weeks now, and our bank balance is already looking tidy.
Wow. And what are you doing for work?
So we work online. We have done for quite some time, actually, running an insurance brokerage. It's all web-based, and it has been for a while. And so our work just continues. I just have to get up a lot earlier in the morning to answer emails.
What about your children? How old are they and how are they finding it? How are you doing the juggle for their education?
Yeah, so Riley is 9, Harvey's 7. We kind of initially thought we would give them a bit of a longer break, but COVID taught me that I don't want to teach them. And so in the new year, they're going to be doing New Zealand's correspondence school. And that has tutors with it. And we're just going to work around that. If at the time we might need to hire a tutor or something to help a bit more, we'll do that. But for now, they're just running a bit rogue, enjoying all the people that they're meeting along the way. And we're just doing cool activities with them.
Wonderful life experiences.
Yes.
What is your plan for how long you're going to do this? Is it as long as you need to save for a deposit?
It probably will be. The initial plan is that we'll be there for 2 years. We're not just going to Asia. We're going to try and travel the world. Most people would think, well, sure, you're saving on rent, but the cost of all the airfares, etc., will counter that. But what we've discovered is as soon as you leave New Zealand, airfares between countries can be fairly inexpensive. I think we've worked out that we'll spend, on average, for the first 6 months, something in the vicinity of about $500 a month for total airfares for all of us.
Wow. What do you think of the fact that to save money to buy a house in New Zealand, you're actually having to live overseas and, you know, contribute really to an economy overseas to be able to afford here?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nuts, to be honest. Prior to the lockdown, we looked at living in a camper van, and thank God that didn't happen. But yeah, we just couldn't get forward, and we're a middle income earner. So yeah, it's a pretty tough situation, to be honest. And I don't know what it's going to be like when we come home. You know, our meals are so cheap. My washing is so cheap. It's going to be a hard adjustment again, I think.
Hey, Brian, it's Ryan here. Just a couple of things. What about health insurance, taxes, that kind of stuff?
Well, so we've bought travel insurance. We obviously have a health insurance. We're in the insurance business. But basically, we'll be covered with travel insurance. All of our income is earned in New Zealand and paid in New Zealand, and so we'll continue to pay tax in New Zealand. We're going to contribute to the economy. We're just going to do it in such a way that there'll actually be some excess at the end of the month.
In terms of things that are cheaper, you're finding are much cheaper over there. I mean, you mentioned the rent, that's an obvious one. Whereabouts are you staying while you're over there? And can you give us any other examples? I mean, what does a beer cost?
Oh, ridiculous. $3 or something?
$3 in Bali, but once we get to Vietnam, which is our next location, I think it's about $1.
So we can get a full lunch for about $5.
At a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, per person. fruit and veg are so cheap. I got a watermelon. This is the one that's blown my mind. A watermelon that big, $6, and they are delicious and juicy. And yeah, so food is amazing.
And whereabouts are you staying while you're over there?
Right now we're staying in a place called, I guess.
Bombara Surf Club in Uluwatu.
Yeah.
But that's only for the night because we wanted to give the kids a bit of an experience over here. We're normally staying in Ubud because it's a lot cheaper there.
So it's central Bali and walking distance to everything. Monkeys around, it's pretty cool. And the accommodation is not ghetto. We have 2 rooms so that we could work in one. We have cleaners. It's just
Every
nuts.
Wow, you might have convinced a few people to head over there too. If you've seen influx of Kiwis, you know why. 21 past 8.
There's an influx of Russians at the moment.
Oh, interesting. Digital nomads, Ruth and Brian Tucker. Lovely to catch up with you, and keep us posted. It'll be good to check in again when you're thinking of heading back to New Zealand.
Amazing. Thank you so much.